What is going on with all of my people of social media, especially all of my addicts in the world that are still suffering in silence due to addiction? I am D Venom. Welcome to Addiction Relapse and Recovery. Any amount of your guys' positive energy shown on not just this social media platform, but all of my social media platforms are always welcomed. With that being said, let's get into Addiction Relapse and Recovery. All right, you guys, I shot content for you guys yesterday after I left my 12-step meeting, but I felt the need to, record it again, which I am doing right now. Anyway, I want to thank a couple of people in regard to my YouTube platform and my Facebook platform. In regard to the YouTube platform, after my 12-step meeting, I went live, and I've been going live on an intermittent basis in regard to my YouTube platform just to engage with my followers and or the non a little bit more than what I have been. I think I owe it to them to do that. Anyway, I got some really good feedback. People were engaging, individuals opened up in regard to their addictions, and I came unglued in regard to one individual. I did not record where I'm at right now, which is across the street at the park/courthouse. After my 12-step meeting, I felt the need to go record in one of the areas where I used to do methamphetamine. It's called The Square. It's off of Cave Creek and Bell here in Phoenix, Arizona. Anyway, while I was live, with my YouTube family, there was activity going on, in the peripheral areas, and people were doing, drugs and whatever else. And I didn't mean to put people on blast, but I, allow my people of YouTube to, see drug activity, not at its worst, but happening, in a nutshell. Anyway, I happened to look at the chat area where people were, saying hi and, leaving comments, and somebody put WTF, you guys know what that means, what the fuck. And they went on further to say, I can't say verbatim what they, what they said, but it had to do with my eye. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with your eye, or something like that. And I didn't mean to level down back into my 3D conscious mode. I should have stayed 5D, but I came unglued. To my earliest recollect, I have been teased in regard to my right eye. If you guys don't know, I have a detached retina in my right eye, which causes my eye to meander, and I don't like it. It's hard for me to have conversations with people and look individuals straight in the eye, because I watch their eyes move with my, I don't want to say lazy eye, but my detached retina, and it bothers me. This is one reason why I elude relationships. Relationships are very intimate, they're very close encounters, and it's a lot of eye contact involved when it comes to relationships, platonic and or the non. And it's hard for me to be intimate with anyone and look them square in the eye, because in the back of my head, the only thing that I can think about is them making remarks in regard to my detached retina. And the person did apologize in regard to, my YouTube platform. But I kept talking about it, and, they made a comment about that. Then you still talking about it? Yes, I am, because even though I should not allow it to bother me, the only one thing that I wish could be granted is the fact that I wish that I can navigate the world using both set of eyes like a lot of other people can. But unfortunately, God gave me this, I don't want to say defect, but he gave me this blessing for a reason. I know I don't have the best teeth. They need to be cleaned and whatever else. God does not want me to worry about those things right now. He wants me to focus on the mission at hand, and that is reaching out to those addicts that need to hear and or see my message the most. and he will provide everything else accordingly. But if that person was in my face and made that remark, that is a sure way to get killed by my ass. Yeah, you heard me right. I don't play when it comes to my eye and my detached retina. I didn't say kilt with the T. I said killed. I take that very seriously because of the fact I went through hell in regard to my eye. But anyway, the blessing behind all of that is, and the universe works in some mysterious ways. I'm telling you, she is so filled with magic. I had quite a few people that was in my chat area in regard to, when I went live on YouTube. It came down to one person, remaining, and that was the person that pretty much opened up and, told me about their, battle with addiction and whatever else. And, they told me about their success in regard to overcoming their addiction. Good story. And we got on the subject about my eye, and come to find out they have a lazy eye. And what a coincidence that the last person who remained in my live chat or whatever on YouTube have more similarities with me than the none. The fact that they come from addiction, the fact that they have I don't know if they have a detached retina, but their eye, meanders or whatever. I hate that they have to go through what I'm going through in regard to the eye situation or their addiction, but the fact that the universe linked us up the way that she did, and this person is now my new follower. So it all worked out, even though that comment pissed me the fuck off and had me feeling a particular way. The blessing behind all of that is the universe linked me up with somebody that has similar challenges, and I can't appreciate the universe more. Anyway, what else do I want to tell you guys? I think that's it for right now, because I'm at 7 minutes and some change, and I know how Instagram is. You know what? Fuck it. Let me go on. I want to thank, in regard to my Facebook platform, Shireen Dammit Crushfield. Baby, if y'all don't know who Shireen Crushfield is one of the lead singers in regard to the female R&B group, The Good Girls. I have been a fan of The Good Girls. The Good Girls came out way before En Vogue, TLC, Jade, 702, Moke and Steph. They was out before all of them, okay? And they all are equally beautiful. There's Joyce Talbert, there's DeMonica Santiago with the strawberry blonde hair like this shit, and then there's Shireen Crushfield. Shireen Crushfield is a actress and singer, and she is a part of the Good Girls group. If you don't know their music, Your Sweetness is My Weakness, I Need Your Love, Love Is Like an Itching in My Heart. That is a remake of the Supreme song, and back in those days they were called the modern day Supremes, because they just had that vibe about themselves, and they kind of look like the Supremes in a way. But anyway, Shireen was in a cameo in regard to House Party 3, which came out in 1994. She was in the movie The Breaks, The Girl in the Car, which also came out in 1994. She was in The Judgment Day as Rachel Payne, 1999. Wait a minute. House Party came out in 1994. The Breaks came out in 1999. Okay. Judgment Day came out in 1999. She was also in Hot Boys, Lashana Farrell, 1999. Love in the Bullet. She was Hyleen, 2002. Illicit, Sasha Curtis, that was her character, 2017. She was also in I Got the Hood Up 2. Siobhan was her character's name, 2019. And In the Company of Assassin as Clarice, 2021. And she also have a lot of cameos and appearances in a lot of TV shows. I didn't write that shit down because it was a lot. Anyway, I hit Shireen up via Facebook, and I explained to her that I wanted to be all three of them girls. Okay, Shireen was on one side, DeMonica was in the middle with that strawberry blonde ass hair, and Joyce was on the other side. And speaking of Joyce, Joyce follows me on Instagram. Joyce exchanged one of her personal numbers with me, and we've had a handful of conversations with each other, and Joyce is cool as fuck. But anyway, I wanted to interview her on my podcast, but I'm not mainstream yet, so I guess Joyce, yeah. Anyway, Shireen ended up hitting me back, and she was like, "You probably were," in regard to being all three of them, and she said a couple of other choice words and gave me a couple of emojis. And Shireen is a busy woman. I just right here is the list of things that Shireen, I mean, come on now. Actor, and she's a model. For her to take the time out to personally hit me up via email on Facebook due to my message, baby, thank you, Shireen. I really do appreciate you very, very much, and thank you for following me too. You can follow anybody in the world, but you chose to follow my ass, so thank you very much. Anyway, I'm going to end this content. Thank you all very much. If you guys have some eye issues or whatever, it's going to be okay. Love yourself regardless. All right, namaste.